need this to be, I want this to be bigger, but I still need to be able to see Kate. You know,
Hello, hello. We did it.
we did it.
Hi.
It doesn't go any bigger than that.
We're on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you. Yeah. So
Hey, we're just playing with multiple programs and screens and things here.
yep, no worries. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, Josh. And
He's mine. Leave him alone.
And I'm not sure that we are live yet. Ankit, are you here? Are we live?
We are live. Yeah, we have people in the attendance.
Oh, hi, everybody. What's up? Welcome to Life Without Lauren. This is what it's like. Ah!
This oh be bigger, Josh? It can't be bigger. It can't be bigger. Okay, cool. It is what it is. Hi, everybody.
It's working what it is. Hey, so folks, sorry for the delay in the chat. Let us know where you are. What's your favorite ice cream? That I'd like to know. I want to think about ice cream in summertime right now.
Ice cream.
What's your favorite, David?
I have to say I'm a vanilla guy, and vanilla is a flavor. It's a flavor. Everybody is all down on vanilla all the time.
That's so funny.
It's actually a flavor. It's not plain. It's a flavor.
True. It's plain. It's right, and it's a hard one to get right, actually.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah,
that's
good. Vanilla is amazing. It's like
chaos.
Like, good vanilla is what it is.
Good vanilla. Yes. All right. So hi, Greg. How's it going? Kristen, Peter, Chris, Dana. What's up? Ooh, vanilla with beans. That's good, Jeremy. I like that. I'm a. Guess what I am? Guess what I like?
I'm going to say Neapolitan.
That sounds fancy.
No.
No, I'm chocolate chip. I like chocolate chip, which is like, so. Hey, Jason. Hi, Samantha. Yeah.
I do have to admit a weakness for it. My mom used to buy the big tubs that had like the caramel swirl, and I would just eat the caramel out of it and leave the rest of the ice cream alone.
So good. Ice cream just makes everybody feel young and happy, you know? It really does. Unless you're like eating a tub of it in your bathtub, then
and crying.
I don't know what's
the Chablis ice cream in the bathtub and crying, just gently sobbing.
There you go. Yeah. All right, let's be professional. I don't even know what that word means. Hi, everybody. So our Lauren had a baby, yay, which is amazing.
Jazz hands.
Yeah, and everybody's happy and healthy. But so she's on maternity leave about a month earlier than we had expected, but that's life. So we're just trying to get it together here. And Ankit, you've done a wonderful job. Great job. Thank you for helping us go. And this is How to Position Anything with me, Kaylee from Lately, and you,
David Allison from the Valuegraphics database.
There you go. All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
So what we're going to do is I'll just remind you what Valuegraphics is /are and talk about the word of the day, and then do something surprisey special.
Cool. Do you want me to just dive in and go?
Yeah, go. You guys ready? Everybody ready over there?
Okay, so yes? In case anybody doesn't already know what Valuegraphics is, if you're newbies, if you're Valuegraphics virgins, there's a new word. There's like a gang symbol around that. Valuegraphics virgins. I got a quick little thing I want to explain to you. So what we value determines everything we do. Now, this isn't me. This is like decades of science and the behavioral sciences around psychology and sociology and neurology. They all agree that what we do as humans, what we do is we chase what we care about. Kind of makes sense, right? If family is a really important thing to you, you're going to chase anything that's good for your family or run away from anything that might hurt your family. What we value determines everything we do. So another way to think about that, if you know what someone's values are, you kind of know what their operating system is. You know how they make all their decisions and how all their behaviors and emotions and everything come to be. So if you know the shared values of your target audience, you actually know the operating system for your target audience. Shared values, Valuegraphics are the OS for your target audience. It's that simple. So today's word, what we're going to talk about is, you're going to give me the drum roll, Kate? It's environmentalism. So here's how, and here's why. So we decided to talk about this today because you know, there seems to be a light at the end of the tunnel around this whole pandemic thing. Vaccines are happening, numbers are going in the right direction. And so it's time for us to remember that we don't just have to recover from this. We also have to remember poor Mother Earth. We have to remember this planetary pandemic that we are on, where the environment needs our help, the planet needs our help. So we've got to be looking at both things at the same time. So here's how environmentalism stacks up around the globe. Yay, Canada, we're number one. Canada and the United States are number 1 and 2 in terms of how many people, the percentage of the population who say that environmentalism is not just a thing that they're thinking about, but it's important enough in their life that it's a value. Now, this is kind of new. When we first were out and started doing our research to build a global database, environmentalism didn't show up as an important enough thing to be considered a value, a thing that drives people's lives. But then as we worked on the global data set, it kept coming up over and over and over again. So it was kind of like it got elevated to being a value from just being a behavior. So now it's a value.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a thing
Can
that
you define the
drives.
difference for us? Actually, would you mind just going into that difference between behavior and
Yeah,
value?
I mean, there's lots of behaviors that we undertake in our life. Let's talk about environmentalism. Up until very recently, let's say the last 10 years, there were people who were concerned about the environment and they were thinking about it, and they might have, made a decision in a grocery store about, one product or another. But when it becomes enough of an important thing for enough people in a population that it's driving all of your behaviors and all of the emotions of a certain segment of the population, in Canada 44%, in the United States 42%, and so on down the list, it becomes more than just a behavior. It's now a driving principle about how some people live. 44% of us in Canada and 42% of the United States. For these people, environmentalism has become a trigger. It's become a magnetic thing. Anything that comes into their sphere of influence that says, the environment, this is going to be good for the environment. Making this decision is going to help the environment. It's now become like it's one of the commandments. It's the 12th commandment, put it that way.
There's like an app you can get too that even rates the things that you buy and tells you like what their effect on the environment is. Like I know a lot of moms for some reason who use that because it has direct correlation to the effects on children.
One of the interesting things about environmentalists, we've studied them a lot for different groups that we've worked with. They all tend to have a really high level of personal responsibility. They're all very, very concerned around like, I was responsible for getting us to this situation we're in right now, where the planet's on its, in this bad place. I have to be responsible for getting us out of this situation. Environmentalists uniquely have a off the chart, an over the top value corresponding to environmentalism around being responsible for it themselves. So I'm not surprised to hear that moms are doing this. Moms are like, if I don't do something, if I don't buy the right product or recycle things in the right way, that my kids are not going to have a great place to grow up. So yeah, it makes a ton of sense.
That's interesting. Responsibility and environmentalism. Okay. And I just wanted to say, by the way, how refreshing it is, like to, as you started this conversation, yes, the pandemic is going on and it's affecting all of our lives, in a major, major ways, but there are other things also still going on. And, when you have that perspective, I mean, it's not like we can't let the gas off for any of the things we care about, wherever you feel responsible for, right?
So to tie this back to marketing and how to position things, there's 44% of the population in Canada, 42%, let's just round it down and say 40%, somewhere between 40 and 45% of Canada and the United States, which is primarily the folks who are listening to us today. Your target audience will be motivated by environmentalism. So in fact, we just did a study recently and we asked people across Canada and the United States, what pandemic behaviors would you be willing to carry on with if you knew that it would help the planet? And the reason we asked the question wasn't to identify individual behaviors. It was to see who's willing to do something, who's actually willing to get out there and make a change in their life and do something to help the planet. So we've identified this cohort of people who are, if you're in any kind of space whatsoever where you're trying to do things to make the environment better, whether it's a product, a service, a brand, a not-for-profit, these are the folks who are willing to get up off the couch and do something. And so I thought I'd share their Valuegraphics profile. We've never done this on these seminars before, but I'm going to show you really quickly, what did this group of people who care about the environment so much they're willing to get up off the couch and do something, what do they care about? What is it we need to be talking to them about? This is the operating system.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Environmentally engaged.
Wow.
So if you're a marketer and you're trying to talk to people and you want to get environmentally engaged to do something, here's some, there's so many things we could talk about, but I picked 3. Belongingness, huge for this group. What they want to hear is that everybody else is already doing this. I want to be part of that thing. Don't leave me behind. Frame your product, your service, your brand, your message in a way that says, listen, you're like, this is just a thing now. Like, we're all doing this, so you need to be part of this too.
Yep.
Another thing to think about, I mentioned personal responsibility. These folks want to do stuff that they can feel like my actions today are making this problem go away. So talk to them about that. Buying this product is going to save X cubic meters of greenhouse gas from being, like, they want to know, what is my contribution to the solution? And then this is the most fascinating thing I thought we might talk about today is, look where environmentalism is.
Huh.
So these folks are not going to respond to a message about save the environment. They're going to, they will. I mean, it's still in their top 10. But what's more important is belonging, personal responsibility. There's those moms caring about their family. Frame your product or your service or your brand in a way that talks to the more important values, and put the environment itself on page 2 of the website. They're more interested in these other things. They're more powerful values than the environmental message. I think my interpretation of this is the environmental message gets a little abstract. It's a little like, yay, we need to help the planet. Okay, cool, whatever. Everybody's already doing it. And this is your way to make a direct impact by the actions you take today. It's going to be good for your family. Oh, okay, now I'm really cool. Now I'm really keen. Now I will get up off the couch and do the things you want me to do. So we have a whole report on this. We have a whole bunch of other charts and a whole bunch of other things that will be useful to anybody who's in this space. And I thought we would just give it away. So if you go to valuegraphics.online/lately, you can download the whole report. What else am I supposed to tell you, Josh? I'm supposed to tell you that after today's webinar, we're on Clubhouse and we'll talk about as much of this stuff as you want to talk about. So,
oh, that's a great. What's your Clubhouse tag so we can put you in here?
What's our Clubhouse thing?
It's just Josh Dittmer.
Josh Dittmer, Dittmer, Josh Dittmer.
Okay, I got you there. So follow Josh, and then you guys can pop in the Clubhouse here for a second. So I don't know if this is related, but I have noticed myself this year, I mean, for the last few years, but this year is especially going way out of my way to source, because I'm doing everything online and not going into stores, to source things that are either locally made or organic, and really like searching to find out that they are actually organic, whether it's for my face or for my food or for cleaning supplies, even going out of my way to buy like American made furniture, which is more expensive, you know, obviously, and a lot of things. So my buying habits have changed, but you're right, it's not because I'm valuing environmentalism, right? I mean, I have other drivers, you know, in this lane, I guess. So I think that's really fascinating.
Well, and remember, our values don't change. So I think I'm going to make a prediction here. What's probably happened is whatever those values are that are driving your behavior change have always been there. But right now, while you're sitting around thinking about planetary issues, and we're suddenly all far more connected to each other because every day we're hearing what's going on around the world, we maybe are thinking a little bit more globally than we ever have before. We're thinking about the planet and the impact of our actions in a more acute way than we have in the past.
Yeah, for sure. And especially when, I mean, I know we got to go, but especially for my team, and whenever we meet people from New Zealand or Australia, which is like the envy of the world right now, you know, we're so curious to ask them, like, what's happening with COVID? How are you guys dealing with it? Why is it so wonderful over there? You know, all the things. And I feel like this ability to be connected with them it's a real way through this pandemic. But also like, they don't seem so far away.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. I mean, Marshall McLuhan, famous media theorist, talked about the global village, right? Because as a globe, thanks to technology, we're all able to connect with each other the way we used to just know what was going on with our neighbors, because everybody's our neighbor now. And I think that sense of being a village has become even more just ever present because we are thinking about what's happening around the world. I know we're over time, but I just want to throw this out there. We've all just done something at the same time.
That never happens.
The whole planet has done something. It's not but a good thing, but as a species, we've all just taken an action together. That's not happened very often in the history of humankind. So we're thinking about our connectiveness right now a lot more than we have in the past.
Yeah, it's huge. So you guys, David is amazing. We do this once a month. It's so fun. I feel like I walk away a smarter, more connected person every time. Thank you so much.
And I walk away feeling like I dominated the conversation, didn't let you get a word in.
It's your job. This is my every day of the week I'm somebody else's guest. This is the one time where like I'm the host. So thank you for being the sparkle darkle in our lives here.
And well, just one last little piece of love over in your direction. You've had some amazing milestones at your company in the last few weeks. So congratulations for all your hard work and all the things that you and your team have made happen over it lately. So proud of you all. So proud.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks everyone in the chat too. It's great to see you guys. So pop over to Clubhouse right now. David and Josh are going to be there to talk more about this. You can ask them all kinds of questions. It's an incredible rabbit hole to go down. So I recommend it for sure. And I love you so much. We'll see you soon. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye everyone.
Bye everybody.